my God. For me, those days, when we are ready to go and play, rain on the phone, we go feel somehow, but we go still ginger. And he gets one song we go to sing. We go to say, rain, rain, go away, come again another day. Little children want to sing something. Go away, come again another day. Children want to sing. I say, rain, rain, go away, come again another day. Little children want to play. Rain, rain, go away, come again another day. Little children want to play. It's an income, it's an income, it's an income. Make some noise for Femina, ladies and gentlemen.
Good evening. If you are online, you can just drop a message for us to know you're online, and try to like our page. We are on WhatsApp, and we are on YouTube, and we are also on live on Facebook today lecture. We are starting in the next 2 minutes. So if you're online, please, we just want you to you can just write hello, hi, and we're starting up in just 60 seconds time. Thank you, my sister Precious Abubakar. Longest time. Call me after the lecture, please. Sister Maribel, good evening, ma. Brother Clement, good evening. Sister Joannes on YouTube, good evening. Let's try to help us to like. If you're on YouTube, try to put thumb up for us. Try to like and try to share with as many people, because we're going to teach some sensitive topic today. Today we are going to teach a topic, and those topic we're going to take where likely question comes in exam also. So share with people, share with group of your church, share with groups where you are, organization where you fellowship, share with them so that they can benefit. Just share as many as you can share today. This is a free lecture online, and it's really going to help someone. Mr. Johannes, help us to share your states also. Share your states. If you're watching us live from other states or far outside Spain, help us to share also. I'm starting in the next 60 seconds. I think we'll be good to go. We'll be good to go now. Good to go. Good. I think we'll be good to go now. Good evening, everyone. Those online with us on Facebook and on YouTube. If you're live with us, good evening. This is Steve, a road safety instructor. What we're doing tonight is to take one of the chapter in the book, in our book of study that has to be an important lecture in exam. What we are doing weekly now is to assist as many students that are not able to come to our school. We have a platform where we teach like this live in our class, which we operate, and a lot of students are there, and we have a fee which we charge for that, and get material across to you wherever you are, in any country where you are. We post the material to you. We have the material that tallies to the exam word to word. Don't be scared of doing your exam in English. We make it possible. We make it easier for you. So with our material, whatever country you are, whatever state you are, we post it to you, and you join us live on our class page. But what we are doing here is just a free lecture, which sometimes we don't come live. Sometimes we come live just to assist as many people that will need some benefit of teachers in English, because we have few teachers in Madrid, in Spain generally, that takes English in this way. So what we are doing is that we are teaching it to the lowest level for people to understand, so that, because the exam we are having now in Spain is not an exam whereby you can just cram to go and do it. There are a lot of things outside that people will tell you that they just go to the exam and they do it, and it's also something. some are not giving the true story, true color of it to our Nigerian community. So what I'm doing tonight is to at least assist a lot of our Nigerian people that are here that will see this as a necessity to them now. So what we are doing tonight, what we're going to talk about tonight, as you see the topic on the platform, is the vehicle. The vehicle is one of the 16 topics which you will experience in exam. I always tell my students, it is very, very important for you to understand all the 16 chapters, 16 topics before you go to the exam than cramming a test. If you cram only test to exam, you will get to the exam and they will trick or change a question and you will get it, you will fail with it. So what you need to understand is to understand the topic per se, according to how they are. Now, today I'm going to talk, I'm not going to take your much time, but I'm going to take 45 minutes to teach this lecture. But I want to tell you again, if you have any question or any explanation after this lecture, you can call on 620-586-038, or you inbox me and tell me, call me. I will call you. I'll call you. If you don't want to be a student and you want a material that tallies to the exam, we are available to get you the material, even in B license, C license, D license, the trailer, the lorry, the bus, we get it across to you and we put you in line to pass your exam. So what we are doing today is still B license, and you know the B license is the only exam that you can acquire in other languages like French, English, Chino, German, and 4 different kind of Spanish native languages. So tonight I'm going to talk about the topic which I told you, and I will always encourage people in every platform where I teach that please don't encourage anybody to do exam for you. You can do it. It's just a matter of time. Just create time. Why we took our lectures online is because because many people are working and we don't want people to give excuse of when lecture comes. We give lecture and you have the lecture on your mobile phone to be able to listen to it even though you are not live. Like this video, we're going to leave it online for a few days for people to enjoy it. And you can also add on our YouTube channel to get us live. On the YouTube channel is Steve Adetela, the same name, which you can always acquire our materials along our teaching and you get it clear. But let me just tell you, the online might not give you the 100%. We can't give you 100% free like this. We'll pay. People pay for what we are doing. So if you want to get the 100% of it, you pay and you be our student. But I'm going to give you at least 50% of what we are talking about today. So some places I might not touch it. So don't be. But today I'm going to use the opportunity because of most of my students are online and we are trying to at least help those that are not our students that needs to hear us and to be better. So if you are ready for exam, I told us last week that there are 2 things you must have in mind. That is your determination and readiness to do it. And you must get a tangible material. If you don't get a right material, you will be cracking brain in exam. And that is why people go to the exam and they get things wrong and you use material that the English is just a Google or expert translation. It will not give you what they do in exam. So it will just be giving you something idea. And when you go to the exam, you have to brainstorm. And when they twist a question, you are not getting it so clear. So tonight, just join me as I go into this lecture. What is the lecture? The lecture is vehicle. Now I start. What are the vehicles? Vehicles. When we say vehicle, remember that vehicle is a mechanism, a machine which should be used on a public road. They can be unmotorized and they can be motorized. They can be an automobile also. What are that? What am I trying to say? Well, motorized vehicle, remember that they are vehicles that cannot do more than 45 kilometers per hour on a flat ground, and the engine construction is not more than 50 centimeter cube in capacity. But when we say automobile means an engine that exceeds the capacity of 50 centimeter cube and that can do a speed more than 45 kilometers per hour. Now, when we talk about vehicle, remember that the first part of automobile is motorcycle. What is a motorcycle? A motorcycle is an automobile of 2 wheels. We have motorcycle of 3 wheels. We have motorcycle of 4 wheels, which is called quadricycle. And motorcycle has controls, which are the handlers, the control and the handlers. Now, on the handlers of the motorcycle, we have the handlers on the left and we have the handlers on the right. In exam, question comes from that area, but I'm going to break it in a way that you'll be able to understand it, so that in exam you will look at yourself. Like most people that ride car, that drives car in Nigeria or here before, they will understand that the brake is being controlled by one foot, which is your right foot. Just have that in mind, that everything about brake is always on the right. So in exam, the major question that comes in exam is brake. Where do brake locate? Where? Just know that it's on the right. Now, when it comes to motorcycle has two tires. It has front tire and the rear tire. Now, the front tire is being controlled with the brake is being controlled by the right handlers. The right handlers control the front brake of a motorcycle, which also what controls the brake is the one that controls the accelerator. Accelerator is to move the motorcycle. Now, when we talk about the brake of the rear tire of a motorcycle is the right foot. Now, let me now explain the control in a way. I just told you what comes out in exam on that area. So that is the brake. So, and I told you the idea you should have is that anything about brake comes on the right. And the handlers, when it comes to the handlers or motorcycle, the motorcycle has two tires. There's a brake at the front and there's a brake at behind. So the brake at the front is being controlled by the right hand, and the brake behind is being controlled by the right foot. Now, the left hand of a motorcycle control the clutch, control the signal, and control the lights. Light the clutch, which when we are driving a manual in the car, we use the left leg. You understand me? So everything about clutch, go to the left. Now, the right hand, which I told you before, accelerator and the brake, the front brake. Now, the foot left is for gear in motorcycle. The foot left is for gear, and the right foot is for the brake. The brake. So I said it before, we are live on the Facebook and the YouTube, the same name to connect both. We have students on the YouTube and we have students on the Facebook. So if you have any question to call, you can call on 620-586-038 live. We are live. So you can call to ask your question. We'll pause the lecture. We answer your question because the purpose of this is for you to get a sync. And most students are with us. So we are passing a topic which is part of our class and is major thing which you have to understand. We said when you are driving a motorcycle, you must understand the natural posture or position of the body on the roadway. Remember that carrying a passenger on a motorcycle is very, very delicate and is very, very easy. You have to be very, very careful because of the braking distance and because of the stability of that motorcycle. And when you are sitting on the vehicle, the sitting position of the vehicle matters so much. Your sitting position, you have to adjust your seat, adjust it to the extent that it will stay not too close to the steering wheel, so that when you're turning the steering, it won't just be a kind of dragging. You have to adjust the headrest also, because the purpose of the headrest is to make sure that the head rests on it in case of collision. It shouldn't be a neck rest. When it comes to the neck rest, that is why most drivers feel neck pain when they drive for long period. And again, you have to understand, how do you place yourself? How do you adjust from the airbag? You have to make sure that you have approximately of at least 25 centimeter from the steering, the airbag position of the steering to yourself, at least 25 centimeter distance, and shouldn't be less than 10 centimeter. Why? Because when you have a kind of blowout of the airbag, it is dangerous, risky for you to have a airbag, you being close to the steering, because when the airbag pushed out in a milliseconds, it can affect you and cause a lot of problem. And remember again, when you're sitting on the position on the seat, don't use a cushion, don't use a foam, don't use towel, don't use anything to just wait to bring yourself up, because the seat belt won't hold properly. So you have to use a seat. And when you're putting a seat cover, use a kind of authorized seat cover. These are questions that comes in the exam. You don't put pillow. Sometimes they can give you a picture of somebody with pillow on the side. They said, is the driver driving conveniently? Most of us, even in Africa, we do that, which is wrong. It will make you to have a good holding system, and that can cause what we call submarine effect. What is submarine effect? Submarine effect is going under the seat belt going under the seat belt when the seat is not holding you rightly. Just like, for example, you're carrying your child of 7 years in the car and your child is not using a holding system, and that child just use seat belt directly. Automatically, when you brake, that child will tend to go under the seat belt. That is called submarine effect. It comes in exam. What is submarine effect? Going under the seat belt. And remember that you have to adjust your headrest very well so that it will stay as a headrest. And the position of the seat belt matters so much. The seat belt, remember, it follows a collarbone, and the second one goes on the pelvic guide. Now, what are the foot operators? The foot operated vehicle. How do you operate the foot? Now, remember that in manual, we're talking about manual. Automatic is a toy. Manual is what we're talking about here. Manual, we have 3 pedals. We have 3 pedals on manual, and those 3 pedals, we have the right one, we have the accelerator. We have the left one, we have the clutch, and the center one is the brake. So I repeat, the right one is accelerator, the left one is what? Clutch, and the center one is brake. The purpose of this, we understand it. What is brake? Brake is to engage and disengage. What is clutch? What is clutch? Clutch is to disengage and engage the gear. Its purpose is to engage and to disengage the gear system. Now, what is the accelerator? The accelerator is to control the flow of fuel into the engine. The flow of fuel, the more you vroom, you're spraying fuel into engine. When I get to mechanic as a topic, I'm going to teach that very well for us to understand how the accelerator connects to the floater to mix the fuel with mixture of air to pump into the system. But here, we want to limit it to the accelerator now. And the clutch, the brake is to reduce the car speed. You reduce the car speed by brake in this aspect. So now we have the hand operated. Now we have the hand operated. What is that? The steering system. In exam, there's 2 questions that comes from the steering. There are 2 questions that come from the steering. Now, what is the steering? Is the control of the directional wheel. What is a directional wheel? Directional wheel is the wheel that connected to the steering. There's difference between directional wheel and driving wheel. In exam, these 2 things cause problems to many people so much. Directional wheel and driving wheel. Driving wheel is the wheel that drives the vehicle. Sometimes we said front wheel drive. That is the driving wheel is at the front. Most of the Mercedes-Benz, the driving wheel is at the back, the 2 tires at the back. So the directional wheel is any wheel when you turn steering. The wheel that goes with the steering is called the directional wheel. Directional wheel. So, and again, when you are holding the steering, you have to hold the steering softly, but firmly, but not sneezing. You have to hold it softly in a way so that you can turn. You have to hold it with both hands, not one hand like somebody, a celebrity in Nigeria, when they are driving their limo, they are like, oh my God, you have to hold it like fashion. No, you don't know. Many people has failed an exam unknowingly, consciously, they just remove the second hand and they fail. And when they come out from the exam, they are looking, why did I fail practical? The examinador cannot tell them the reason why they failed the practical. They will just be bothering because practical is a script. I always tell my students that the major problem is the theory. When you pass theory, if you can follow the sequence, the secrets, there's a secret about practical. That is why when you go practical, you see some people that does not know how to drive, they pass. And people that knows how to drive, they fail. Why? Because the script, if you don't follow the script, many school does not tell people the script. If you don't follow the script, you will tend to fail. So, good evening, Mr. Babalola. I saw you, sir. Good evening, sir. So you have to understand that holding the steering, this question comes in, how did you hold the steering? There's a position of holding steering. Now, how do you hold steering? You have to hold steering 2:3. That is this position, according to wristwatch, 9 and 3, 2:3 or 10:2. 10:2 on the steering. Is that 10:2 or 2:3? That is the 2-way. It comes in exam. Many people go to the exam and they meet that question and they fail it. What position must you hold the steering? they fail it because they don't understand that the rudiment of holding a steering is 1/4 to 3 or 10 to 2. Sorry, I'm connecting on Twitter, I'm connecting on Facebook and on my YouTube live. So if you're joining me, you have to just, that's why I'm looking because the camera is just focused on it. So please follow us up. So that is 1/4 to 2. And what did I say? I want you to follow me. 1/4 to 3 and 10 to 2. You can always send your question also if you have, or you call in on 620-586-038. We are live. You can drop your question on the YouTube. You can drop your question on the WhatsApp group, on the youth Facebook. I'm here to answer. The purpose of me coming here is to assist as much people. But remember that we have a class online which is more 100% complete. But this, you might not have it complete because we are just at least assisting. And I brought the student up on this platform today to be able to benefit on the topic which we are having for Tuesday. So now we have the gear stick. The gear stick. What is the purpose of the gear? Is to select different gear. The purpose of the gear stick is to select the gear. How do you operate it? You have to press the clutch because the clutch goes with the gear, controls the gear. So you have to press the clutch to disengage the engine before you change the gear system. We have indicator and the trafficator. And we have the handbrake. What is the handbrake? The handbrake is to stationize the vehicle. It acts on the rear wheel. It comes in the exam. What wheel does handbrake act on the rear wheel? So many people does not know that when you put the handbrake, you are controlling the brake, the tires, the 2 tires at the back, which is the 2 rear wheel. Now we have the other kind of manual control in the vehicle. We have the ignition startup. You start your car to move. We have the lights. We have the acoustic signal. What are the acoustic signal? The horn. We have it. We have the shock, the starter. We have the windscreen wiper and the windscreen blade. Now, question comes in the exam in this way. What is the difference between the wiper motor and the wiper blade? The wiper motor is the unit that moves the blade. What cleans the glass is the blade. When the glass is not cleaned, the blade is not in a proper position. It's not rightly, is not good again. So what you need in exam, they ask you, what will you change? It's not the wiper motor, it's the blade. So blade is what you change in that course in exam. So we have some other light on the most battery lights or hazard light, a lot of lights on the dashboard. And anytime you put on your ignition on before you start the car, all the lights must on. But immediately you start the car and the car starts working, all the lights are supposed to go off. Any light that is still on means that system it needs attention. You understand me? If the parking brake is still on, maybe you leave your handbrake so that when it will go off. So if any other light like engine oil light is still on, it means that you have a short oil in your engine, which means you have to give attention to that. That if you have the engine light showing, it means that the engine needs a kind of attention which you have to give to it. We have the front windscreen and we have the rear windscreen. We have mirrors, the rear view mirrors. In exam, people need to understand what mirrors is all about, because you can go to the exam. That is what fails some people even in practical, because when you don't have a proper understanding of theory, you tend to fail practical woefully without knowing what is the cause. When my students go to the exam for practical, if they do mistake and they make error, they know what they failed. Because when you understand, you know that nervousness or what something that caused you to fail that. So when you have a proper theory, it will not rain. It will make you to get the practical easily. That's why I tell people I give you room until you pass, but I want to push you to make you pass as soon as possible. So we have rear view mirror, rear view. They view the rear, the back, the rear view mirror. So in this mirror, what is the mirror talking about? The mirror is explained. The mirror is telling you giving you the picture of the vehicle or people or things around you behind. Now, when you are not able to see a vehicle that is closer to you, the vehicle is now beside you. The vehicle is not being pictured from the mirror again. It means the vehicle is on a place we call blind spots. Blind spot. And what is a blind spot? A blind spot is an area where I cannot picture with my mirror. So How can you correct a blind spot? It comes in exam. How can you correct a blind spot? By turning your head 45 degrees to correct it, to assist the mirror to see the person beside you. So now, what mirror did we have? We have 3 mirrors in every vehicle. 3 mirrors. 3 mirrors in every vehicle. All obligatory mirror are 3. Nobody should go more than 3. You can see some car that has 12 mirror, 5 mirror. Good, good. But the compulsory mirror in automobile is 3. And the obligatory mirror is 2. The obligatory mirror is 2, which means if you don't have these 2, you must not be found on the public road, as according to the law. What are the 2? The mirror on the left, the external left, and the mirror inside. I repeat, what are the 2 obligatory mirror? The mirror on the left side and the mirror inside. The mirror on the right, it is not important, but it becomes important if the inner one is useless. I repeat, how will the inner one be useless? When you have curtain blind behind your windscreen and the inner mirror cannot see the vehicle behind, or you have a closed body behind your vehicle, like what we have in some van, some kind of all those buses we use where there's no glass behind it, you only have, or the glass is tinted in a way, or you put curtain, then you need the right mirror. That is why a question in exam says, if you are driving a vehicle that has curtain or blind or sun shield behind, how many mirror will you have? 2. What are the 2? The 2 exterior, which is the left and the right in that case. So in motorcycle, most time when you see motorcycle, they have 2 mirror. But the 2 mirror in exam, any motorcycle that cannot speed up to 100 only need 1. But any motorcycle that can speed more than 100 only need 2. Now, somebody can ask me, how can I know that this motorcycle do 100 and this motorcycle can do 50? Or this motorcycle can do more than 100? The way you can know is look at the speedometer gauge. If the speedometer gauge of that motorcycle can do up to 100, or the speedometer gauge is 100 beyond, it means that that motorcycle can do more than 100. So it needs left and right mirror, both mirror. But if that motorcycle cannot do up to 100, you see the speedometer gauge maybe 70, it's end on 70 or 80, it's not up to 100. That motorcycle need 1 mirror, which is on the left side. Remember, the obligatory side of a mirror is the left, which is very important. So if you are driving on a public road without a left mirror, you are tend to be sanctioned and immobilized. So you have to understand that, which is very important. I told you, if you have any question, you can drop it on the live chat. We're on live chat, or you call my number on 620-586-038, or you are interested to be part of our students, you can call me on 620-586. Anybody can help me to just put the number on the WhatsApp, on the Facebook page, because we have it on YouTube already. So if you want to, you can call me at the end of the lecture for us to talk about this. And if you don't want to be a student, but you need a right materials that tally to the exam, because we have the book, we have the test, and we have the telematic test, which is on your phone. We get it across to you, and when you prepare yourself for exam, we follow you up, and we get sitter for you also, and you get your exam done. So you have to get that it is very, very important for mirror to go in that way. And we have, remember that this mirror are kind of, we have the one in the vision of the mirror inside your vehicle is different from the vision of the exterior mirror. The vision of the mirror inside the vehicle, they are flat and they give a vision real. That is why the mirror inside is like the same mirror you have in your house. But the mirror outside, it makes the object smaller and far away. That is what we call a convex mirror in physics. We have 2 types of mirror in physics. We have convex and concave. But we don't use concave here in automobile. We use convex mirror, which are the 2 mirror outside. Because why do they call it convex? Because it makes objects seem smaller and far away. So I can see your car smaller behind and it's far away. So it's a convex mirror. How do you set your mirror? You have to set your mirror before you start moving. People fail practical in this way. They move without setting mirror. Before you embark on a journey, before you start moving your car, you have to set your mirror. It is very, very important to set your mirror. Set your mirror before you move in practical. So it means, and how do you look at your mirror? This affects you in practical. I tell most of my students, when you go to practical, sometimes you apply the script. Part of the script is this: you in any built-up area, any built-up area, that is residential area, or on a major road where there's traffic dense, you have to look your mirror every 5 to 10 seconds. But on motorway or dual carriageway or any highway where there's no traffic, you look your mirror 10 to 15 seconds. Good. Now we have some other things, some accessories which you have to carry in your vehicle. If you're watching us from Nigeria, just understand that this place might not tally with what theory we have in Nigeria, because in Nigeria, every car is obligatory to carry a fire extinguisher. But here in exam here, if they ask you, must you put a fire extinguisher in your car? No. No, a car is not compulsory for a car driver to have a fire extinguisher. What you need to have is 2 warning triangle. It is compulsory, not 1. You know, most of us have 1 in our car, but you need to have 2. Why must you have 2? Because if your car gets immobilized on a 2-way road, you'll be able to put 1 at the front and 1 behind. And again, you have a conventional or a kind of temporary wheel in your vehicle. That is the extra tire. And the extra tire must have the highest pressure, which we know when I will teach tire, I will explain that. And you must have a kind of eye regulated vest, which is reflective jacket, which you must have in your vehicle. 1. In exam, this question came out for one of my students on Friday, and they asked, how many reflective jacket must you have? He said 2. No, it's not 2. It's 1. Even though you are 4 in your car, they can twist the question that you are 2 in your car driving and the car gets stuck. How many reflective jackets must you have in your car? It's just 1. The law says you must have 1 reflective jacket, 2 triangle, 1 extra tire, and just that. But fire extinguisher, no. In Nigeria, fire extinguisher, yes. But here, fire extinguisher is no. But if you're driving any public service vehicle like taxi, or you are doing any public service like buses, or you are driving a lorry that is more than 3,500, you need a fire extinguisher as an additional. So you have to understand that. Now, the safety of your car matters so much. Remember that the maintenance of the car is your right. You have to, as a driver, you have to be the one to take care of your car. To take care of your car. That will take us to the 2 type of system in the car. The 2 type of system in the car, which is active, passive system, active and passive system, which is active, which is primary, and the passive, which is the secondary system, which I'm going to explain in our order, which is we are taking to our class. But here is just, I told you that is just to tell you what you're going to meet then. So our the completion of this lecture is in our class, which is on Tuesday, which is that. But this is just what. So if you have any question, Mr. Balogun, you're welcome. BB, you're welcome. Well, Kevin, Kobo, you're welcome. Brother Monday from Musia, you are welcome. Thank you very much for joining us. So if you have any question now, this is a platform for question. You know, I said we're going to use like 45 minutes. So we are running off 33 minutes now. So I finished the topic of today, which is the vehicle, but it's just the half of the topic because the completion of the topic is in our class. So if you want to have the complete class, you have to be a student. But what we are doing is to assist as many people that are still that need to benefit little thing. And now the forum is now open. You can call in on 620-586, whether through WhatsApp or direct call to ask your question, or you type your question or drop your question, or if you have any other thing to talk on how you can be our student, you can call me after the lecture to see how we can be our student. Like, because this week we are taking new intake into our class, and we are having students online because we're finishing our program by weekend by God's grace, and we are starting again newly. So if you're watching our video and you want to be a student, what you just need to do is to call us 620-586-038. Remember, I always encourage, don't allow someone to do exam for you. They might be doing it and it might go, but Spanish government is like a lion that is watching. Don't go and wake problem where there's no problem. 50-50 risk does not worth it. It does not worth it. Because now someone can lose his resident. A lot of Nigeria, they've lost their resident, but they are not telling you on the street. So I'm coming here to tell you, because it's my field, I'm coming here to tell you the truth that please, it is better if you are not ready. Thank God for Madrid. Madrid has a good connection of train, buses, and tram without double. Anytime you're free, you can do it. Take your time. Take your time. Take your time. Don't allow someone to go and push you into a problem. If you know how you get your resident and how important it is, I think you won't risk it. You won't make a risk. It's not because but if you feel like going to any school around, we have thousands of autoschoolers around your vicinity, which you can go through, or you call me, and I'm ready to assist as much as possible. Last year, we have a lot of students that registered that passed with us, and we are still having people online, and which is still commendable. And our right is to make things real, to make it happen. So that is why I said before we start, share to as many people as group you have, Yoruba group, Bini group, Yibo group, share and let them know. I'm not asking anybody to pay online. I'm not happy. We have our class if you want to pay, but I'm only assisting as a Nigerian to my own community here. So please, I will encourage you. Don't give room for exam malpractice. Spanish government are not taking it lightly again. People have lost their license. They've lost their resident because they caught them in exam. And there are people that they caught in exam. They don't know that there's something on them already waiting for them when they will come to renew. They don't know. There are people that renew now, they can't renew because they were a kind of history on their system that this exam wasn't done by them and they can't defend it. So please don't go and look for problem. I want to help a lot of Nigerians here in Spain that will not enter a problem of driver's license exam malpractice. I know you can't stop it, but let my voice goes round that please take your taxi if you know you are not ready. There will be a time you're ready. If you cannot read and write, call me. I'm going to help. I will assist as much. You will take time. You cannot get it the way people that read and write. People get to my class and they get it in 2 weeks. People comes to class and get it in 1 month. So it depends on people get to class and they get it in 6 months. That's why I said until you pass. I don't send any student away only when the student are not so serious with the class work. So I tend to good. I don't want a rotten egg to disturb the ones that are ready to yield. So please, if you have any question, the floor is open. If you have any question, you can call in on 620-586 or you type in your question on the WhatsApp group or on our YouTube channel. So we have 1 more minute for any student that wants to call in and ask question, or you want to call in how the exam is. You've not been to the exam before, or you've been to exam, you have an experience, or you're hearing us and you've been to exam, you've passed, you want to encourage somebody on the platform, please, you can call in also to just help us to give direction to as many students that are here. So if you're watching now, the floor is for calling in. If you have any question from YouTube or from the Facebook. If you have any question, please, I'm waiting. We have a lot of people online on YouTube. We have a lot of people online on the Facebook. So please, if you have, what is the meaning of ABS? Somebody said from the YouTube, what is the meaning of ABS? ABS means anti-lock braking system. Anti-lock braking system, not automatic. This question comes in exam. The ABS is a kind of system that assists the service brake in case of emergency. It's also called an emergency brake because it works during emergency period. So it's a kind of anti-lock. The only question that comes from it in exam is, what is the meaning of ABS? They say A, automatic braking system, B, automatic something, C, anti-lock braking system. So the answer is anti-lock because it makes the wheel not to lock and the steering not to lock. That's the purpose. So anti-lock braking system. That's the question from somebody, Mr. Femi from YouTube. So if you have, we are still waiting for questions because we have some minutes to go. So we're waiting for the question. If you've been to exam before and you have something to share, this is a platform to share. You have experience, you meet some question or experience, you just want to call in and try to assist, because try to encourage many people on the platform you can call. And if you've not been to exam before and you're studying at home and you have some question you want to study, this is a teacher for you to assist you now. You can call in, you can write the question on the YouTube, on the Facebook, or on the Twitter, or on the Instagram. You can ask your question and I'm ready to answer in this period. Bring on camera. We can't bring on camera now because it might give attention on one side. So you can write or you call on 620-586-038. 620-586-038. Somebody can help me to write it on the Facebook for people to 620-586-038. If you're watching this video after the live, you can call us on the same number to be our students. The floor we're giving out a modality of paying even instrumentally to assist, but the school, the teacher gives you all the book material which we are going to do. I said from today I'll be giving free Spanish book, free to as many students that will need it. If you need a Spanish book and you are on my line, write me. I'm going to give to you Spanish. I want to give 20 every month to Spanish student, any student that feels in Spanish, free of charge without taking any money. So if you need it, just write me as a student. I need it. I need the Spanish book. I will give to you. But English is expensive. I sell it. So if I'm on the Spanish class, I give English. If I'm on the English class, I give the Spanish. So there are some students that said they don't want. You have friends, you have loved ones that wants to do it in Spanish, and they don't have a good material. This material is a material that goes. I need a Spanish book. Good. I'm going to give you one, brother. I'm going to keep one. I'm going to bring one to you in Fula, brother, this week. So noted one. I need one. Good. Mr. Wale, I will keep one with you with your material, sir. I'll give one together with your material. So when I'm bringing your material tomorrow or next tomorrow, I'm going to put it together for you. Good. I'm giving 20 every month as my own contribution to as many students that watch us on live on YouTube, because a lot of students will tell me, people calling me and say, I can't do it in English, I want to do it in Spanish. So now I want to assist also. That's my own part of the giving on this platform. So every month I'll be giving 20. So we have 2 that is going today. We can have as much. I need 1, Prince Peter. Prince Peter, you have to write me later for me to know you so that I can be able to give your home to you. We have 4. We have from Demia Glory. I need 1 Spanish person. Please, those people that write me, let me just I need 1 Don Lomo. Please, everybody that writes me, whether on YouTube or Twitter, you have my number on the platform. Try to write me on WhatsApp on this number 620-586. Just write me. Only Mr. Wale Babalola, Mr. Femi, don't worry. I know you people, which is sure for me to get across to you. So the other people should write me, tell me your address, where you live, where I can post it, or where you can join me in Madrid to get it. You understand me? So, or where you want me to drop it to for you to get it. I'll get it across to you this week, because we need to give at least 10 out today. So next week might give 10, but this month we're giving 20. The month we're giving 20. So the new month starts tomorrow, so we're still giving 20. So we count it like this, like a month of March. So we're giving 20. So as many students that want can always get me on this workshop. If you're watching this live video, after the live, you can also write and get. So any question from any student, any question from any student, any question, because we have just 10 minutes to close the class. Any question from any student? Any question? Good. Oh, you drive 100 km/h and have 1 second reaction time. How long is the reaction time according to the rule of thumb? So your question is not so clear, and is not 1 second in 100 km/h reaction time is not. It doesn't tally anything to the exam. So please, maybe you will reconstruct your question so that I can get it clear. Can someone write exam on English here in Spain? Yes, I said it earlier when many people don't know that they have 6 languages. 6. Many people don't know. Many people will tell you that they don't do English. It's a lie. I registered students in English. Last year, I registered 212 students. 212 students last year in English. And a lot of them passed. 99 passed. So 99 passed in English, and I only registered 4 Spanish. So we have German, we have French, we have English, we have Chino, and we have 4 different languages. 4 different languages. We have 4 different languages in that case. So you have to understand that you have 4 different languages. So English is possible. That is why when you study with me, I register you in English, and English is there. You can ask from Traffico. It's very easy. You can go and register by yourself also, and you see, you go there. They tell you that there's English. And again, I want to tell most students that will be watching us that wants to do a medical test. A medical test, the cheapest medical test in Madrid, with my name, Steve, in Acocon in Madrid. Just mention my name. They give you the cheapest ever you can ever see, closer to the Traffico, which is at number Los Apus, number 2. Los Apus, number 2. I'm going to just put the picture for people to just see. Is this place. Just look at this place. It's just at the back of the traffic. At the back of the traffic office. At the back of the traffic office. At the back of the traffic office in Madrid. When you just go there, just tell them you are from Steve, the Nigerian teacher in Madrid here. They give you, instead of them to take the full money from you, they take the half money from you, and they do it for you easily without no stress. So that is it. I need one. It's good. Look at the Spanish. So any other question? Any other question? Any other question? I said, if you want, that is, if you're not a student and you're looking for where to do the medical report, because the issue of medical reports is most time when you go and do it at the wrong place, they put some history that you don't know. For example, you are not using glasses and you go to do it in the wrong place, and those people put it there that you need glasses to drive, and you don't know. You go and register for exam and you pass. Remember that in your history says anytime you are driving, you must use glasses. But you've not been to doctor to go and do glasses. Any day you have problem, accident on the roadway, let me just tell you something. Insurance company will not pay you. And police will sanction you because in your driver's license, you must be wearing glasses to drive. So that is why we always say it is better you go to where they know you. Good. That's why I always tell my students, don't go and do medical test anywhere. Call me, tell me, let me tell you to where to go, where my people are, and it's easier for them to issue it there. So any other question? Any other question? Any other question from anywhere? Oh, my brother, maybe I should help you to construct something. Reaction time is just is the time that passes from when you see an obstacle and you react to it, not pressing brake. You understand me? The rules is that you must be ready to react to any obstacle when you are driving. When you are driving. How much is the English book? If you want to know the English book, I have the material. I don't sell book 1. I have 3 materials I give my students, which is the manual, the test package, and the thematic test, which is on the mobile phone with code. Now, the package is when you finish, you can call me. Last week, you said you will call me, brother. I didn't hear anything from you. So if after the class, you can call me direct on 620-586-038. I don't talk about money on the live chat, because a lot of people will be watching it. So if you have anything to ask about if you want to get the book, the material alone, I'll tell you the price of the material and I'll get it for you in just 24 hours working day. And if you want to be our students with the material, I tell you what it takes to be. So any other question? Any other question from anybody? Any other question? There are people that need the material without my teaching. No problem. It will help. My aim is this year, I must give minimum of 500 students that will pass. Minimum of 500. That's my target. That's my target. Minimum of 500 students has to pass from me. So how can I do it? The only way I can do it is what I'm doing now. Is how I can go lengths to bring it on doorstep, and for you to help me to spread it. Spread. Tell somebody in your house. Tell somebody in the church. Help us to announce if you are giving an upper or pulpit to speak. Help us to tell them that, look, encourage. Now, let's encourage most people around us. It is high time we get driver's license. It is not for fashion. It is not for fancy. It is very important. When job opportunity will come, they need a driver's license. When you want to do your business, you need a driver's license. So let all the pastors that will hear me, please, I beg you, for God's sake, use your heart to tell people. It's not compulsory that they have to go through me. Tell them, if you have resident in my church, go for a driver's license. It's very important. It's very important. It helps you. It facilitates your job. It helps you to do your business easily. Please help us to tell. Embassy, help us to tell. People should help us. Community should help us to tell. Help us to tell people. It's not me. It's not to come to me, but let them go to a driving school around them. It's very important. Just like the way resident permit is important. That is how the driver's license is important. So please tell a lot of people. Help us to share our poster. Share my page, share this video with them, and let people know. This year, Nigerians must get out of this stress of not having limitation. No. So my own contribution is this: you can't be praying and be sitting down and be saying, yeah, driver's license will come. It won't come. You have to make a step for it, and God will say amen to it. So please, let's try to at least help our surroundings. Look at it now. People lost job, but people are getting job that has driver's license. Driver's licenses are getting job in Uber. Driver's licenses are getting job in cabby, in Lyft, in some factory, in some far distance that takes. So please, without driver's license, it's not easy to get full job which they need. So please help us to. So in this process, please, any question, you can call in on 620-586-038 if you have any question. I saw a missed call from a student, a missed call here, the missed call. I think I'm calling the missed call. I have a missed call. So you can call on 620-586-038. Blessing the client. So I don't know. So if you have any question to ask concerning it, please, sir, you gave me only to book quite guy. Yes. Okay. Okay. That person should inbox me. Demia Glory. Should inbox me later. And let me get the confirmation and know when. So inbox me later. So any other question from anyone? Any other question? If there's no question, I think we'll be calling it a day. So I think we'll be calling it a day tonight. So it's lovely having a lot of intelligent and strong people here on this platform, on the Facebook. I want to say a very big thank you to as many people that comes on board. On the YouTube, I want to appreciate you so much for coming on board. On the Instagram, thank you very much. On the Twitter, thank you very much for being live with us. I really appreciate everyone. I can't take it for granted. I appreciate everybody so much for listening to me, for helping us to make it real. And it is possible. I always tell people, it is possible. We can only make it possible together. It is possible to get it. It is possible, very possible. Thank you very much for being here. Thank you very much for being part and parcel of this dream. God bless you so much. As you're my student, let's meet together in the class on Tuesday to finish up. I remain Steve, your teacher.